What's up, everybody? This is Raf204 with
Very
yes, and we are back with another one. Um, yeah, as you can see on in the front of your guy's face, Xbox has not been in a good place lately. Um, we did talk about this in our last video about Xbox, and you guys should check that video out. Xbox, Game Pass, the stores in general, where to play at now, and this video is mostly about basically Xbox and where it's at. I got a lot to say about this. V, you have a lot to say about
I don't.
that?
That, and then in these console wars, we focusing today on the access power of Xbox. Yes.
um, yeah, I mean, where do we begin? Let's begin just with where Xbox is right now and what's going on with Game Pass. As you guys already probably know by now, Xbox increased Game Pass their prices are now like $30 for the Ultimate Edition, which is what everybody like. I mean, everybody wants the Ultimate Edition because it comes with day one releases. You get them right away, Call of Duty and all that stuff, all the exclusive titles that Xbox comes out with, which is not a lot. um, and but also other games too, and they promised us 75, 74, 75 games a year. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, long story short, their prices increased from 20 to 30, and we were just talking about that V and I the last video about where should we play at now. Like, at least me and console players in general, where should we play at? I believe the PC Game Pass is still at no, well, it went up $4. So now it used to be at 12, now it's 16, I think it is 16 something, almost 17. So that's still a good deal if you're playing only on PC. V, if you want to like jump into a Call of Duty, we
Which
can.
you always should.
Uh-huh.
You always should play on a PC unless you're
Yeah,
mentally,
yeah.
unfortunate individual.
Yeah. Um, so I mean, we said it before. I said it before. I was telling the last video. I said that I was, trying to probably like fade away from consoles and just go into PC. And I think that's now Xbox just pushed me to unsubscribe, which I did. I unsubscribed. I was subscribed to them since I got an Xbox about almost 5 years now. 5 years ago. Um, and I was there. I was subscribed from then to now, and I didn't unsubscribe at all. I got my value. I played Expedition 33, which was amazing. I played Indiana Jones, which was amazing. I played Lies of P, which was amazing. I didn't buy any of those games. Now I have Lies of P because of because of VV gifted to me,
Because of
uh,
P, because of V.
because of V P. So yeah, so I got I played, and I was playing all the Halos too for the Master Chief Collection, which I just got on Steam. So I'm up to I wanted to play all the Lies of P's. I mean, not all the Lies of P's. See, you made me say it again. all the
Lies of P's.
all the all the Halos. I wanted to play all of them, so I started. I'm up to Reach, which I think is the fourth game. I played Halo 1 and 2, but that was way back. It was a neighbor of mine that lent me his console for a little bit so I can play those games. And then I was gonna buy it from him, and then I never did. I just said, yo, just I don't really want it. And after that, that's it. But this experience right here with the music, you could play your own music in the back, whatever music you want. You grab a CD, burn it, and it downloads into the console, and then you play that music instead of playing the game's music. That was pretty cool. It was a good console. It was the first one. The second one, I'm experiencing Xbox 360 now. I did play a little bit of it back then when the PS3 and the Xbox 360 were going at it. I played a little bit at my neighbor's house as well. They were like big fans. My cousin also a big fan of Xbox. He had that as well, so I played when I used to come over. So I did have a little bit of experience with the 360 and Xbox in general. And then I bought my first Xbox, which was recently, which 5 years ago. I bought the Xbox Series S because I mean X because I I wanted to try it out. And also I was in this thing where I wanted every console, everything, no limit of where I can play my games. I even started collecting older games from back in the day, GameCube and PlayStation 3 games. So I got all of that too. But yeah, Game Pass, man, like it was a good move by Xbox, but they kind of like now becoming a greedy corporation, just like PlayStation.
Oh
And
no.
and that's somewhere I want to be far away from that. You know, I want to be. That's why I'm on Steam more now than ever. I told my friends I'm just gonna play on Steam, man. Steam is the best place to play. They give you they for the players. That's what Xbox was supposed
For
to be.
now.
Yeah, for now, for the players. So V, what do you think about all this Game Pass and Xbox? What do you think?
Yeah, you said you got your value out of Xbox. Well, guess what? Xbox got value out of you too, and now
Yep.
they fucking pushing it to the next level. And I guess and more value to get there. But I guess well, whatever. It's business at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
good on them. Whoever lucky individual that got drained by Xbox for all those years. I commend you, Raf 204. And and with that, I suppose,
Well,
I guess,
I I
right, because
was
the one of the reasons, right, they increased the prices in the first place is because they added more games and they added, those AAA
yeah. Look, it was just like
factories, your favorite Ubisoft, EA's, whichever, and
yeah,
and they, I guess, justified by that to increase the prices. And well, whatever,
yeah.
business is business.
I mean, like I said, like I got my value out of it. And what they was trying to basically do is be like the Netflix of gaming, right? That's what they were trying to go for. The and they were doing a very good job. They weren't. I'm not gonna say they weren't doing a good job because they were. It's just that there's a limit of where you can go. Like I'm not gonna once you hit that 30 mark. They didn't even say 22. They didn't even like lean into. I think that if they would have like said, "Oh no, let's do 22, right? Raise it $2, and then in a couple of months, raise it for $2 more, and then in a couple and by the end of next year, we'll be at 30, like something like that. I think,
At least they could have drained it like that many
yeah,
more
I think,
up until this point. Yeah.
yeah, I think they would have been. It's just that was really hard on people to just come in and say $10 more, and it's like what? On top of all the subscriptions that we already have, you want us to, and then most people don't even get to play all these games, right? They play one or two games every 2 months. They're like me. I don't rush through my games. I take my time, and then basically I'm not using the whole app. I'm not to its full potential. Whereas Netflix, like they said, Netflix, you watch a show and it's over. You watch a movie and it's over. You know what I mean? Like you can consume more on Netflix, which with all the options that Netflix has compared to gaming. Gaming is a totally different thing. Gaming is like, all right, I'm gonna play your game. I'm gonna sit here for a while and play this game, and then when I finish with this game, I'm gonna move on to the next one. But it's gonna take way longer than you watching a TV show or a movie, you know. So you get to use all of Netflix. If I mean, and Netflix has way too much shit too. But with what you like to watch, you get your value out of Netflix. You won't get it out of a Game Pass. It'll be there, but you will be like lost in space. You'll be like, what am I gonna play next? What am I gonna play next? It's too much. It's too much. And now with the price increase, it's like, bro, you know what? Now it's time to go back to buying games, especially when with all these games going on discount and now I'm on Steam. Like I said in the last video, I'm on Steam now, so it's like I get so much value. And then other stores too. I showed it in the other video. All of the stores doing the same thing. They all get discount. That's why I said don't buy no games on day one. Either you're on Game Pass or you're on another one of these subscriptions and just play the games through there, or wait for a sale. And now it's just wait for a sale, bro. That's it. Wait for a sale. I would suggest everybody unsubscribe from Game Pass. That's just me. Like, Just
A
forget
game's
it.
so bad, that's what's happening. Game release, get share reviews, and then it gets on sale immediately. So,
Yeah,
and the
just
quality of games don't seems to be getting any better. So
yeah, and
this
that's
is the
another thing.
strategy right now.
Yeah, and that's another thing. And then all their games are going everywhere now, so the exclusives are over. There's no more exclusives. Um, it's just it's not there anymore. It's not there. What I think that they should have done, what I think, like, once they acquired Call of Duty and and Activision and Blizzard, what I think they should have done is just take at least 1 or 2 year hit. Right? They're $1 trillion corporation. They're $1 trillion corporation. Take one, leave Call of Duty where it is. Right? Don't touch Call of Duty. It's working. It's whatever. The plans are there. Whatever. Right? Every year there's a new Call of Duty. Just leave it there. Leave Call of Duty alone. Right? But everything else, take it out. Like, take out everything from PlayStation. Go fully exclusive for at least a year or two, just to try it out and see how it works, right? See how it is. See if you'll start selling more consoles. People start noticing you more, and people start picking you over PlayStation. Like, I think that strategy would have worked better than saying, "Hey, let's just go all out and put all our games everywhere." That's me. That's what I think they should have done, because if they could have, they have all the numbers. I'm not a pro. I'm not in this corporation. I'm not in a trillion dollar corporation. But like we said about Microsoft, they're software. They're not hardware. They know PC. They know all this shit, but they don't know about gaming. They don't. They really don't know about gaming. That's why they had to get this guy Phil Spencer, which is a gamer. Um, but the strategy that they had, I just think that as soon as they acquired Activision Blizzard, they should have just taken out all the games from everywhere, and just the only place you can play it at is on Xbox and on Game Pass if you're on PC, and that's it. And of course, you could do the apps on the TVs, or Game Pass on TV and whatever, or on the handheld Game Pass, because you're gonna push that too. And I think they would have been fine if they would have done at least a year or two. Get the numbers in, see how it goes, and yeah, you might have lost a whole bunch of money, or maybe you made more money. Who knows if that strategy
Yeah,
would have worked,
I
right?
think they lost the money in general, and that's why
I think
it
I, I
went
think
up.
they lost it because the money that they were gonna get from PC, the 300 million that they were gonna get from PC, because it's not from PlayStation, because people that play Call of Duty on PlayStation bought it because they didn't have no other option, right? They don't have PCs, they have PlayStations, so they didn't lose money off of PlayStation. They lost money off of PC, and on Xbox too, they lost money on there because people are subscribed to Game Pass, played Call of Duty through there as well. But PC is like, because there weren't a lot of, I mean, there is not a lot of people playing on Xbox Call of Duty more than PC. PC has more players, so that's where I think people were like, okay, I'm gonna go subscribe on PC, play Call of Duty for the time being, and then unsubscribe, and that's where they lost their money. So I think that the strategy that they should have just done is just leave Call of Duty alone, take Call of Duty off out of Game Pass, and just leave it alone. Just, all right, that's our game, whatever, it goes everywhere, and that's that. Take it out of Game Pass, or if you want, you can add it to a higher tier and be like, look, this is the highest tier of Game Pass, but it only includes Call of Duty, the Call of Duty Game Pass. That's it, and that could be like $30 a month or whatever, and then the regular and every other game that comes out should have just stayed at 20. That's what I think. That's my thought in their strategy and everything, and all their exclusive that I think they should have done, because I think they would have done very well, and I think they would have taken out at least made PlayStation scared, because PlayStation got scared when they found out that they acquired Activision and Blizzard, which includes Call of Duty. They got scared, man. You heard anything about that?
Yeah, well, fucking sure. I don't know, but
Remember they were trying to block their merger or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, but that's the other day I was thinking, there's why the I guess it's a kind of discussion related to all that, all those females again, and all of that. Or why we have all this bullshit in the games that, you know, that I said unorganic forced narratives, right? It
Yeah,
could be for a reason to, to maybe incentivize a certain, a shift in a global cultures, but Well, right. But there's also business part of it, and the business is very. This another part that I heard that I think I told you already about it. That back in the day there used to be like in general in the world there used to be like I don't know like I don't know how do you even say that like three like for example 300 companies like big companies that they were doing their own stuff and were independent from each other. Right now, statistically, I think there's like something like 30 companies, like
Yeah,
massive companies. All the rest of the companies are basically subsidiaries. So what's happening is that basically everything tries to or everything turns into a monopoly, and all those heads of these companies, that's what they try to do. They try to turn everything, try to turn everything basically in a monopoly. And this is why that discussion were happening in the first place, because that trend was happening in general, in everywhere. That I think there was at least like four cases of some kind of company buyouts happening. Is that 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 they were sued based on a threat of a monopoly, and in this case, Microsoft, I think right at the time when they were buying Activision and had that dispute with the PlayStation, they there was like uh, a month or two before that there was another dispute, I think, with the Microsoft also about monopoly again, like from Europe or some shit like that. And PlayStation probably got on that hype train of fucking suing based on a monopoly reasons for that. But also, yeah, probably they got scared too. But my point is that with all
yeah, they
those
got scared. They got scared. They were definitely scared. Sorry about that in the back.
and basically yeah, it's just a natural trend in general in economy and in the world, that everything turns into a monopoly. And that's what I was thinking in general of those right, of those females in the games, right? My point was is that right, they put females in the games bomb, studios got fucking destroyed basically.
And
What's
laid off,
happening is
layoffs
that
and everything.
right,
Mm.
layoffs or buyouts basically. So
Right.
what's happening is that they reducing the amount of studios that makes the games, or they're buying them out. Just exactly what Microsoft doing. And what the end goal of that is basically to have a monopoly.
Yeah.
Have a be the only company that produces games and be the only company that is in charge of it. And if you're the only companies, if there's a less companies around, it's easier to
Well, it's gonna
let's
happen
say
now. It looks like it's
let's say
gonna
to
happen now
manip
because it backfired on their asses, and now PlayStation looks like the only one left. Like, well, you could say
right.
Nintendo as well, but Nintendo is in their own. They're in their own lane. They have their own thing going, where PlayStation and Xbox were like the same thing, kind of the same thing, and you get to choose. But you know, I mean, 9 times out of 10, either you have a PlayStation or an Xbox. Not a lot of people like me will have both, but there's a few of us that have both. But 9 times out of 10, you will pick a Xbox or a PlayStation, and then have a Nintendo Switch as a like complementary console because that's something different, right? But now it's going to be like Xbox is basically dead, completely dead now because they just shot themselves in the foot again, and they're just going to be an app. So that means no competition for PlayStation, which leads to being lazy. And PlayStation has been so lazy this generation. They just don't care. They just don't care. So um, now they're like, oh, our competition ain't gonna do shit to us, so we could just fall back and let third party games come to us, and even Xbox games, and we just don't make shit, right?
Well,
Ghost of Yote just came out. That looks like Ghost of Tsushima, but other than that, nobody's really talking about Ghost of Yote like that. They just say, oh, it came out. It's whatever. It's more Ghost of Tsushima. That's what it is, and that's it. Um, there's nothing else really like going on with PlayStation because they're being lazy. You see, during the PlayStation 2 and 3 era, PlayStation had so many games, so many different genres everywhere. Like even Xbox was going crazy because there were competition. Now there's no competition, so PlayStation feels like we don't need to do shit because Xbox thought, oh, the Game Pass is gonna do what they need to do, and it's like, bro, you just like increased the prices, fucked everything up for everybody. Now nobody wants to be on Xbox. Nobody wants to be on Game Pass. I don't even want to sign up for the PC Game Pass. It's because I don't want to support that shit anymore. I don't want to support their move, and I want them to go back to lowering the subscription. Also, like I said, I'm leaning more towards Steam now, so it's like I don't even want to be on a just subscription service. You know that I've been subscribing to everything now, so all these subscriptions, like it's getting crazy. So it's like that's not really an option for me anymore. I just feel like I should just buy the games, and I'm getting them so cheap. So why not just go that route? I save more money and I buy the games at my time when I'm ready to buy more games. I'm working on my library. I'm gonna have my own Game Pass library, on Steam. So I don't need it. So, but like going back to Xbox is like now you're gone. Now you're nobody considers you competition. That means PlayStation is gonna be super lazy and take their sweet ass time coming out with games, and then we're just gonna have to bank on that. And then third party games and all these live service, and then the gaming industry is gonna go to shit again. That's what I think, man.
Yeah, they're already in shit since fucking 2015. Wake up,
Yeah.
buddy.
No, but I mean, like we had so much good games. We had so much good games. Now we just have like one or two tops, and this generation just went so fast. I understand because it came out during the pandemic, 2020, but it went so fast. It was just bad. And I didn't get my. I don't think. I mean, I got my value on a game on X. The good thing is that this happened 5 years later, which is like pretty much the end of the generation. Going into next year is pretty. They're gonna start talking about PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox, and that's it. Their generation is pretty much over. For Xbox, it's definitely over right now. They will come out with their games. They are coming out with more games than PlayStation, but when it comes to the console, it's over. It's completely over. People are either selling their consoles or like whatever. I don't even know. I'm not even turning on that console anymore. Like, and it's not because I don't want to. It's because I just don't. I don't feel like I need to. I have PC, right? And I don't turn on my PlayStation because there's nothing there for me. So I'm just playing on PC fully, and that was hard to do to me because I kind of like the Xbox in the beginning right there. The year 1 and 2 and 3, not a lot of games, but I was enjoying the games that I never played before. And then I played Starfield, your favorite game, and uh, then I played the Fallout, which I kind of like too. Fallout 76 was really good, and then Indiana Jones, then Lies of P. It was for me. I enjoyed Game Pass for what I experienced until now, right now. My friends and I always had that conversation about, watch the prices go up. I said, when the prices go up, I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But for right now, I was getting the best value for my money. I was only paying, in the beginning, I was only paying 16 a month. And then it went up like that year to 20. And everybody was like, oh, bitching, but it was okay. It was tolerable, the $20 a month. Everybody was like, but then they saw how much shit was coming out and you're getting Call of Duty. So now they're like, oh, Call of Duty's about to come out again, and they saw their numbers. They lost like 300 million, and they're like now like hitting the panic button and like no, we gotta make if we're gonna put Call of Duty on Game Pass, we gotta make it $30 a month or something, and increase all the prices on our consoles as well. Like, what is the deal with that? Like they keep stepping on a rake. That's what it is, and hitting themselves in the face. Like,
Not really. It's just. Right.
I know it's business. I understand it's business.
Right.
But we're gamers, right? In a gamer's point of view, you're and then this is the crazy shit. I'm not even a freaking like super hardcore Xbox fan, right?
You're not a gamer. You're a consumer. You're a
Shut up. I'm a gamer. But I'm saying like I'm not a super hardcore Xbox fan. Like, I could only imagine the actual super hardcore Xbox fan that been with Xbox from day one, how they're feeling now. Like, I'm pretty sure they're pissed, and I don't know how you. I mean, I've seen a couple of them defend it. I follow a couple of people on YouTube, and they were like, oh, for me it's okay because I'm a content creator and I need whatever, and they use that excuse, right? That whole I'm a content creator, and I'm like, so what? Unsubscribe so you can send the message. You know what I mean? This is how you do it. The company's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna keep buying our game? Okay, we're gonna, just the same way as we talk about with Madden, with FIFA, with all those games, with NBA 2K. They just gonna keep coming out with the games, and nobody, and everybody's gonna keep buying it. So they're not gonna get better. They're never gonna get better because they think, hey, these people are gonna freaking buy our game anyways because our name sells. Call of Duty, it sells. Even though if Battlefield is doing good and it's a good game, Call of Duty's still gonna sell. It could get the worst rep ever. It's still gonna sell because of the name. That's what I mean, like, you know. But I don't know, man. I feel sorry for those Xbox fans, and if I were them, I'll start looking into either getting a PC. I don't even recommend the PlayStation, bro. To say the truth, I don't recommend the PlayStation. Get a PC, guys. If you're an Xbox fan and watching this, get a PC. You're right there. It's super easy to transition to because basically Xbox is in PC, so you're gonna get the same experience from your Xbox to PC. You're gonna get a better experience. It's not a console, but the Xbox is working on the app where they're gonna make it feel like you're on console. It's gonna have like that experience. So I would suggest definitely jump to PC. What do you think,
No,
V?
I suggest you stay on your fucking Xbox. You know, Captain goes down with your ship. So fucking good luck, guys.
You know what?
But
You don't want better for them. You want them to to go down with the ship.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I
they
mean they see
chose
this.
and
They
they
see the ship sinking. They do see it. They
right.
do see it
They chose and they fucking chose to stay on it right until the fucking no, how you say it?
to the very end. Yeah,
You know, when people choose, they look at the options, right? They
yeah.
see it, this and they see that, and it's like, okay, well, this looks like this and this looks like that. They saw Xbox and they choose Xbox. I'm sorry for you
Well,
guys. So
well,
I'm not sorry, not sorry. Excuse me.
well. Even into their defense, they did have good games in the beginning, right? Of
Well, let
Xbox
me tell
and
you
Xbox
now.
360, right?
Let me
They did
tell
have
you
good games. That
something
was a
now.
good. They had Halo. They had Gears. They had Forza. They had Flight Simulator. That game.
None of which was sounds good.
They had I'm missing the last one. Fable. They had Fable. Fable's like a fantasy, which is the new one's coming out soon in a couple of months. But and then they have the new games coming out now, which is the new Gear. That there's a new Halo remake coming out supposedly, and then Fable's coming out in like 2 months, and like no, in the like February or March, one of those 2 months. So they
Well,
still have. I'm not complaining about the games. The games they are releasing games, because they released more games than PlayStation this year. So they are releasing game. It's not even that. But you can tell. Like I'm talking specifically to the console player, to the guy playing on an Xbox or been in an Xbox since day
consumer.
one. Yeah, those guys, they need to start thinking about what they
Fuck
want to
'em.
do next. They really need to start thinking about what they're gonna do next, because
Let me tell you
it's not looking
a
pretty.
little. Let me tell you a little theory that I have, and that you know, the rumors I guess been going around, and I've been a little thinking about it with whole Xbox. Since we're on a history of Xbox and whatever the fucking console, well, you know, ha, those information about I'm about to tell you, you know, it's not evidence backed up. You know, I saw it in my dreams. Okay, so fucking here's your fucking works cited. But point is that well, Xbox, you know, it's a Microsoft creation, right?
Yeah,
They would try to, you know, whatever the fucking do with Sega bullshit, try to get into a console market, and they, you know, did this shit. But basically, it was a Microsoft creation. Microsoft creation was a Bill Gates creation, and this guy is very much a PC guy, and he openly, you know, admitted that this is where I'm, you know, I'm coming from. That this guy explicitly said, you know, and I think this was an open interview that he said that PC is the, you know, there's no, you know, how do you put it? Even if you think about it, consoles are just a PCs or
mini
just with the
PCs.
proprietary fucking software that locks you into a payment fucking plan. That's what consoles are.
Yeah,
And you know, with the games being the sole reason why you're supposed to buy that shit in the first place into the scam. But point is that right? Right, as Bill Gates, you know, said himself, you know, consoles, PCs, whatever. PC is the only, you know, PC is the how you say it is the baseline. You know, whatever you call it, whatever you put it, however you package it, and the end of the day, it's just a PC. So why the fuck you would care for anything else? The point is just that well, he created this Microsoft, I guess. You know, his idea of entering this console market because I guess was booming back in the day. You know, with all those PlayStations 2 and whatever the most sold console. Am I right? It's still to this day,
Yeah.
and and they went to a piece of
Well,
that pie, but
the Switch is like right there,
right,
like
and
couple.
they were also Microsoft, right? They were more of a software company than a hardware, and for them to get into a market, Microsoft, known in the history, going to this hardware market, right? Releasing all those fucking those Microsoft books, whatever, Microsoft the laptops,
Yeah.
tablets, fucking phones, whatever. But they all, everywhere where Microsoft was, they're trying, getting to that market, the cell phone market, the fucking any market, basically.
Yeah. I've seen
The
that. Yeah.
compared to competition, they were very much subpar, to say the least. They were very much like, yeah, I guess they exist. I guess they are like fucking there, and they kind of suck, and no one like kind of likes them, but they still there, I guess, because they're Microsoft. I guess I mean, here's the fucking guy right there.
Yeah.
Is they're the infinite money company, so they can do whatever, and no one would give a shit about it. And
Yeah.
I'm sure Bill Gates is a smart guy, and he basically
Very smart guy. Very smart guy.
maybe he have a certain agendas in plan, and in my little argument here, the agenda that he have, especially for Xbox, is to if I'm not mistaken, I might be dreamed this one too, but I think he explicitly also said that that his agenda was to to get into this market of consoles and try to convert, let's say those console players that are coming out from those Nintendos or PlayStations into like a PC in a sense,
Yeah.
and I might have dreamed that this one, but point is that this is my argument that the whole project of Xbox since the beginning was to infiltrate the console market and turn it into and turn people into a PC, I guess, or how you say it, maybe even implode it from inside out,
Yeah.
basically
I think that
to disturb the market and to redirect the
yeah.
populace that are stuck in this those console wars, right? Why they even exist, to redirect those troops right into a more appropriate places like PC, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah.
So
I think
no, no,
since
no,
that's
no.
what they're doing next with their next console is where they're doing a hybrid, which is probably going to be a PC, it's a mini PC, um, look alike like a console type of deal. That's what they're gonna do because they're doing it with
No,
their handhelds,
but
which
you
will
don't understand the implications of that matter. If this is the case, then right, you mentioned, oh, Xbox, remember all those good times. Guess what? All those good times were then, by that logic, then were just manufactured, you know, those were fake times. Those are the times. Now that I look at those times, there was a lot of a lot of advertisement, a lot of money have been put into those those campaigns, those events. MLG, I think, weren't they sponsoring that? The
yeah.
Xbox themselves, all those events, big showcases, merch, whatever the fuck, everything,
Mm.
everything has been like strategically manufactured. Because I cannot say that about PlayStation or Nintendo. Those are seems to be like a even a PlayStation, I mean, they suck, but there's a reasons for that too, at least currently. But back in the day, I think PlayStation were genuinely, because also think of it this way: PlayStation and Nintendo, those are Eastern companies, those are Asian market companies, to be precise, from Japan. And Japan, they're very, completely different culture and a completely different standards, and they kind of care, at least in a sense, for for the consumers, I guess. Even though no one should
They
care
kind of
about those.
care about their wallets. That's what they care about.
Not necessarily. Yeah, everyone does, but more of a because of their culture in general, they do care about wallets as any business do, but they also have their standards.
Yeah.
Here, for example, in the West or in US especially, everyone cares about money too, but less about the standards too. So it's kind of like say, for example, take a PlayStation or Nintendo, back in the day, say, the percentage, they care for money, for example, for, I don't know, 40%, and they have a standards of, well, let's say 60% they care for money, and they have a 40% of a standards.
Mhm.
By that logic, Xbox and all those Western companies, then it'd be quite the reverse, if not more. So they have like they care for money for like 80, 70%, and they have a moral standards of 20%. What that means is just it's just that you can see it reflects in quality. And in the modern days, the popular word is called slop,
Yeah.
and that's what basically people refer when there's a no care for morals or standards, or more care for money than anything. My point is that going back to a main one, is that Xbox was basically just manufactured the whole project of Xbox culture around it all those years. That's why I was saying there. I have no remorse or no respect for people who chose Xbox, because from Xbox never looked appealing to me, at least.
Well, yeah, to a lot of people. Not even to me like that either. But at the same time, I was very interested in playing Halo. I was very interested in playing Gears, and I wanted to
Right.
know what those games were about. But
And all those games too, Halo, Halo. I mean, Halo probably the only most successful games that to me Xbox have, and even
yeah,
then it's a little, it's grandiose, adventure story of the fucking hero, whatever the fuck,
I loved the last one they did, the Halo Infinite. I think they did a really good job with that game. Like I really did.
I'm sure they did, but games like games like Gears, for example. Gears
Yeah,
is just, as I've been saying to you, Gears is just a copycat of Warhammer, but with the rednecks and a fucking,
yeah, yeah. Which
and
we played both. We played both
uh,
Gears
muscle mans.
and
Yeah, and
Warhammer.
I hated every second of it. And point is that, and the Forza is just a copycat of any other fucking.
Forza is really good. To me, Forza is the best racing game out there. It beat
Yeah,
it beat everything right now. Even better than Gran Turismo. It beats everything. So
and it's just a generic, a racing game. Every console have their own fucking racing game. It's almost like if you have a console, you have to have a racing game. So there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go. Xbox coming out with their own fucking thing, and also they have a flight sim, which I guess good for them. I guess I don't fucking know. I think as far as I remember, those flight sims and Microsoft, they've been since the dawn of age.
Yeah, yeah.
Since fucking 80s they've been doing it. So I guess it's a little homage to classic. Point is that there is nothing really special that they done here. Yeah, maybe Halo. Again, Halo is like a little outlier, but even then, it's like a little too generic. Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
sure. I guess it's fine, but whatever. Point is that everything, there's no soul in any of those products, and especially, well, yeah, and you can see now. Look at the Gears now. What is that shit? Fucking speaking
Well,
of
Gears.
lesbian gaming.
Well, Gears is coming out. The new one. This is the remake right here or whatever. Which is the one that I played through and finished. Gears. The new Gears is coming out next year as well. So they have a very good lineup coming out next year, which is most likely going to be everywhere. So we'll play it on PC. But the games aren't the problem anymore. Like for them, they had that little rhythm going ever since they got Activision Blizzard. They've been just dropping games left and right. And Bethesda, they just been dropping games. This whole year right here is when it comes to the video games. It's
They
it's been
better.
Yeah, they've been dropping games left and right more than anybody. Like they just been dropping and dropping, and that's why everybody was like so happy about Game Pass because you're getting so much games on their service. Even though we don't get to play all of them because there's no time to play all of them. There's too much, but still, just knowing the option that you have it there and you can just go and play it whenever the hell you get a chance, it feels good. But other
Right.
than other than that, it's not. Now I'm just gonna what for me now I'm just going to buy the game that I want or wait first. Like I said, wait for a sale because I'm not buying anything day one. I do want Gears. I do want to play Fable, the new Fable. Um, so I
Fable
would,
2,
and I
very.
definitely want to play the new Halo. Well, the remake of the Halo remake. Those are the three games that I'm looking forward to with when it comes to Xbox. And I can play it right here on my PC whenever they come out and whenever they go on sale. So I'm perfectly fine. And I think that you guys that are playing on Xbox right now should just start saving up and just start trading in not your games, more like your console. That console just trade it in and get some money out of it and just put it towards a new PC. Um, and then you'll just transition right into the Xbox app if you want to use that. But as soon as you start playing on Steam, you're not gonna be looking at Xbox like that, because all the sales and everything. So that's my opinion, my suggestion to you guys. um, and you get to keep your controller. You get to play it here. I play with an Xbox controller. You know, V plays on a mouse and keyboard. Um, so it's okay. You know, you could play however you want, and just I just think that you guys should just do that. As soon as Xbox releases pretty much all of their games on their PC app, because they haven't done that yet. They haven't released all of their games or their whole backlog, everything, all of it on PC on the PC app. Once that's done, then it's completely over for Xbox. And then people should just focus on PC. Um, if you guys really want the best quality and you want more options and where to play at, you don't have to worry about nothing, and you don't even have to get a PlayStation because all their games are coming to PC as well. So it's up to you guys. That's my thought. That's V's thought. V, you have anything else to add on to this one?
Yeah, well, I haven't finished yet, but
Okay, go ahead.
sure,
Go ahead.
whatever. Yeah, well, my point is right. My message to your Xbox, guys, yeah, just fucking sync with this ship. You deserve it, guys, and fucking because you didn't understand that Xbox was shit from the beginning, and you didn't saw that. Yeah,
Nah.
and you bought the golden. Xbox came in at the Microsoft, excuse me. Microsoft came in and was like start twisting that, shaking that shiny fucking shiny diamonds in front of you, and you were like,
It's just
that
I think it's the idea of people of a brand new console coming out and people just going running and get it day one. I think that's just the eye candy, right? The oh, look at
right.
this new product that just came out. Like we're gonna talk about in our next uh video, the handhelds. So stay tuned to that one. It's just people want the new little shiny little console that just came out. And that I think that era is over. It's over. It's just
Right.
I'm not
Like
I'm not gonna go out and buy it, and that's me that have everything, you know.
I guess right back in the day when there was only like what PlayStation and Nintendo, maybe
Yeah,
considering that Microsoft were coming in hot, competing with the hottest
just the
fucking
name, like
thing in town.
Xbox. Like everybody was like, "Ooh, what is that? Oh, Microsoft is doing it. Ooh." That's what it was like that. And then the box had the big giant X, and it was like
But point
everybody's
is
like,
that
"Ooh."
my
Whatever.
Xbox was just a how you say it. It was this proper word, I guess. Industry plant. Yes,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what a Xbox was,
Yeah.
and all those games they were very very run of the mill, out of a factory, very generic ones. But I guess they did they did the part. They created the memories of a people that still remember it now.
Yeah,
But
and
point
I
is
think
that
that's the nostalgia factor. It plays a big part in those people that are still on Xboxes, and they think that they're gonna get that feeling back again. And what with the good part
just
of
like you,
yeah, well, yeah, well, the good part of Xbox is that it has backwards compatibility with 360 games and all their old games, so they can still use it the disk drive and play all their old games, or go on Game Pass and they have it there too. So people I can understand that. I can understand the nostalgia of it. But if you guys want, just move on. If you guys want the best, the latest and greatest, or even you can play older games, because there are older games on Steam and anywhere else. You can definitely find a way to play those games on PC. Trust me.
guys, I promise you, next year's Xbox is gonna be back harder than ever. You just stay quiet, stay tuned. Keep paying for Xbox fucking pass, and don't worry about.
the, don't listen to me,
Gear
man.
Gears are coming, and so is Halo, guys. You've seen the main director of the Halo, that lesbian woman, guys. I'm so excited, and you
uh,
should be too.
no, man, I'm not. I mean, let's just see what happens, okay? Let's see where they take. I just from here on, I just think it's a sinking ship for Xbox console players. Um, so just, I mean, really think about what you guys are gonna do next. I mean, or they could probably wait for that PC Xbox hybrid, which at that point it's probably going to be 1,000 to 2,000. A type of a console which is leaning towards a PC, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to get a low budget PC console hybrid, you might as well just go PC all the way. But that's a topic for another day. That when that product does release or show its face, V and I will be here covering that, and we'll talk about whatever we see. But
The
until
latest
then,
news.
yeah. But until then, man, keep, it's a tough time for Xbox, and good luck with that. Good luck with that, guys. You know,
Guys,
I wish.
I know good company that sell very strong newses. If you need, we're gonna leave the link up in the description. Very strong, newses. They don't, tear under the body average male body. Up to like 300 pounds. So if you need those, we're leaving the link in the description, guys.
All right, guys, take it easy. I'll see you guys later. This is Raf 204 with,
A very
and we out of here.